This is the cabinet that my wife inherited from some relatives before we moved back to Madison. And as you can see, it's in kind of rough shape right now. So using some various tools that I've compiled over the past couple weeks, we're going to restore this baby back to its original pride and glory. First up, the chiseler. Okay, so that's not doing jack. So we're gonna go on to the big boy, the Big Sander 9000. Okay, we're gonna take this little smaller Sandblaster 3000 guy, and we're gonna go over with a fine-tooth comb on the top and see how she does. It's a little dusty in here. Okay, so it's getting kind of late. It's about 9 o'clock at night. We've been sanding for about 2.5 hours now, so probably gonna call it quits so the neighbors don't call the po-po on us. You can see there's a couple of spots that I just am having a hard time getting at with the circular sander and even the smaller one. So we might have to bust out some sandpaper and just do it by hand for those little spaces and crevasses. So we went to Home Depot and we picked up ourselves one of these old Buck Pro shaver thingamajigs. Basically, it's got a little notch on the end of it here that you just use to push up against the grain of the wood. We got a couple more pelt things here. As you can see, we got a whole boatload, so let's get going. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so I finally realized you gotta turn this thing to adjust the blade in it to actually make it work. Bandit says he's gonna help a lot today with the wood project. Bandit! Are you gonna help, dude? Okay, sounds good. Today's the day we finish this damn cabinet. Okay, so we're done sanding the whole thing. Now we get to go and move on to the staining phase.
We've chosen this pickled oak 260 from our local True Value store because I wanted to have that same kind of light wood look that the other various wood assemblages downstairs have.
We applied the stain, and it looks kinda not great right now. You can see like the rings and stuff on top easier, which I guess is cool, but it just looks ashy. Maybe it'll change in like the next 8 hours to something better, like I wanted, or maybe we'll just paint it white.
3 hours later.
All right, we're just gonna paint it white. Looks like the next day. This is the project that will never end. So I started spray painting the cabinet dresser, whatever you want to call it. And even with a couple coats on it, it's a little splotchy. Could be because I put that stain on it, who knows? So I went to True Value again, and we picked up ourselves a little white actual satin paint stuff for $25 that we're gonna use on this thing to hopefully get her done. Will it be? Probably not. Well, it's done. Is it a masterpiece? No, absolutely not. Is it what we wanted for the end result? During the first phase, we shaved off all the crappy wood. Looked real good then. We applied a gross looking stain to it that made it look like ash had fallen on it. We had the great idea of applying spray paint to even out the gross looking stain. And thereafter we applied a pure white paint coat to the entire thing. However, I thought it would be super brilliant to apply resin to the top of the cabinet because I wanted it to be smooth. That led to the whole thing dripping down. In the morning, there was a bubble in the top of it. I tried to get that out, and then the whole thing got squished over and started to rise up. So then I had to get more resin, pour it on top of that, and then even after all that, it still looked like so I had to resand the front, get rid of the water droplets, and then reapply white. So, would I do it again? No, I wouldn't. Do I consider myself a master woodworker now? Some might say so. But you know, in the end, the cabinet does look a little better than when we started. We're keeping it the family end at the end of the day. Isn't it all just about the memories and the love? Sure, that's all for this vlog, but stay tuned, folks, because there's more woodworking projects in the future, actually. Seriously, there's one more coming out, so at least one more. Mwah.